time for the panel for Bob Forward, producer of Beast Wars, the show. Bob, would you come forward? This will basically just be like the last panel, question and answer sort of thing, with the autograph session to follow.
Can I start with this tape? Okay. This is, you probably have heard about it, it's the compilation tape. It's not strictly speaking bloopers, it's just what we call the editor's frank opinion of the show. It's pretty much the stupidest opinion, I mean the stupidest scenes, everything else. The things that really didn't work, fits of inspired brilliance, just didn't play out. And it's all packed together in 10 minutes. So when we were first approached to work on Beast Wars, we were shown the toys, we knew something about mainframe, and we actually got really excited, but we were really determined to kind of try and do something a little different, to really turn it into, if we could, a science fiction show. We, of course, had to work within the medium, and there were a lot of restrictions in the CGI animation that we had to deal with and try and work out a backstory and a story that we could consistently move forward with only 14 characters. No introducing somebody's cousin from the next state or something else that always makes such a good kidnapping. It has been a very interesting show to work on, partly for the reason because we were so restricted in characters, we were forced to develop the characters more than we normally would have bothered in an animation program. Standard animation, we just bail right along, introducing new characters when we want something special instead of dredging it out of the core of the characters that already exist. And for that, I think it's worked pretty well. We've been helped by some great voice acting and some really inspired animation from mainframe, including some really violent stuff that we hadn't expected. The mainframe animators, as you may know, had worked for a long time on Reboot, which is an ABC show, and as such was subject to the ABC censors beating them down. And we got this is a compilation. It's all stuff that's in the show. There is an actual Reboot takeouts reel of really good stuff that ABC decided was too violent, including something that looks like a Pillsbury Doughboy beating the hell out of something else. It's really funny, but they decided it was too violent. Anyway, the mainframe animators were extremely repressed, and when they were told that basically there was no restrictions on Beast Wars, they kind of went to town, as you know, and we thought at first, oh my God, what are they doing? And then it was like, hey, that's kind of neat, pretty funny. I guess they're robots. I had asked for the branch to be shot down and plonk him on the head, and instead Rhinox blew him in half. I love little mechanical guts. Cool. I'll do more of that. And so it has progressed along those lines. We've enjoyed the show, as I said. I know it really started out with a lot of initial skepticism, being Beast Wars, but we really hope that we've managed to pull something out of it that is interesting, and we're really hoping to continue with it. Things, as I said, we ever started the second season. It's going really well. I hope that everyone here will like it. The influence of the news group has been really strong. Larry and I really didn't know that much about Transformers. Both of us had been around when they were, originally came out. I was just getting out of high school, I believe, at that time, and I thought they were pretty neat at the time, but didn't twig into them. Although I must say, I've just been browsing through the room in there, and I was picking up a side swipe, and man, I forgot these were metal. $10 a piece, you know, just literally do some metal ones because they are the coolest. Really big difference. And Larry and I selected the two teams based upon what we thought each character would bring to the team. You know, if we had Rhinox, we didn't need another big guy. If we had, you know, Ratcraft, we didn't need another small guy infiltrate. So each one, we wanted to try and balance a few things. The Predacons had more flyers. We didn't actually, at the time we had Optimus who could fly because he was in bat mode at the time. There was a bat version of Optimus. That got complicated with trying to make him so he would be a bat and a gorilla, you know, plus 2 robot forms. And we ended up writing the script that way, and then they decided, no, we can't do that, we're just going to have to be a gorilla. And we said, well, he's going to have to fly then. Because we can't have no flyers on the Maximal team. It's just not cool. Besides, it makes him look heroic and can take off in a jet of flame. So at the beginning, mostly what we did was choose the characters mainly as what we thought they would bring to the team. Then we assigned them personalities. We tried to go a little bit different. We really wanted to not start out with 2 full-fledged teams. We wanted to say, we said, you know, we'd like these guys to have somewhere to go, to have a growth potential. So that was why the Axelon was an exploratory ship. These guys weren't originally intended to be, you know, warriors. They were supposed to be explorers. They brought a hell of a lot of guns with them, but you never know what you're going to run into. I guess, you know, other explorers have done the same thing. And the Predacons were not, high-ranking Predacons. They were more Predacon criminals, outcasts from their own society with aspirations of conquest. Each one of them sort of a function in his own, each one having his own agenda rather than supporting Megatron entirely. The shows are constantly running on. The original Transformers scripts ran about 45 to 50 pages, and if you watch the shows, you'll see that they do the dialogue a lot faster, they clip right along. You can do that in standard animation. For some reason, the audience's absorption of the scene is very quick. But in the CGI, we found it really, people react to it as though it's live action, and it's paced more like live action. A 22-minute show is 22 pages long, just like it would be in live action. I think it's because people, you know, the scene is has a lot of textures in it, and people seem to want to have it slowed down a little bit to see it better. And for that reason, Waspinator became a problem because his voice, when we gave him lines, tended to be long. So in order to get him out of the scenes, we, you know, trashed him. We already had Scott doing 2 other voices, so it's like, give the guy a break on his vocal cords. And I think the mainstream animators picked up on that because while we were just occasionally, just having him shot and fall down, I mean, they started just crashing it. And it looked like fun, so we started doing that too. And it really has become almost too much fun. It isn't as technically accurate as it should be, but on the other hand, neither was Independence Day.
That's good.
I guess they can only make one show. I had to bump by it.